Hey, what is up, everybody? This is Steve Breach coming to you here today. I was not able to finish the full show preview while I was at the dentist. I had a window of about 45 minutes in order to do it, but we weren't able to do it. So now we were home. I just lit the grill. I'll make the last of these videos while I'm making the chicken. These last, 4 videos are going to be the nuts and bolts of WWE's Money in the Bank. In the opening video, we talked about the fact that, the pay-per-views are not going to be 4 hours. There's going to be definitely a few matches that people really don't care about. But when it comes down to why people are going to watch WWE's Money in the Bank 2018, it's going to include the 2 Money in the Bank matches as well as the championship match for SmackDown. It might be the 4th or 5th match of these guys in their WWE career in the last few months. But hopefully this is going to be the end of the storyline between Shinsuke Nakamura versus AJ Styles. We saw these guys match up at WrestleMania. We saw them match up at the World's Greatest Royal Rumble. We saw them at Backlash. We saw them on SmackDown. Of those matches, I can honestly say that the last SmackDown match, in order to name the type of match that they were going to have, which ends up being a last man standing match to pay off on the storyline of basically Nakamura punching AJ in the balls, both of them punching themselves in the balls. I think they had a count out victory on one of those pay-per-views as well from just them fighting and brawling. Definitely these guys have a rivalry. It dates back to New Japan Pro Wrestling, them at the Wrestle Kingdom, the Bullet Club, and all that jazz. These guys don't like each other. They're pushing each other to the limits. It's hard to think about Nakamura not winning the championship. This guy got promoted from NXT, joined the main roster on SmackDown. Most people thought that Nakamura was going to become the new John Cena-like personality that people were really going to get behind, that WWE was really going to push him. AJ Styles, I think, is on one hell of a run. If you can remember back to when AJ left TNA, it was sort of put out there that, WWE didn't really want him because at that time, I believe he was 36. They thought it was going to take him 2 years to work through the power plant as well as try and learn the WWE style in NXT. He'd be 38 by the time he made the main roster, and they didn't really know what he was going to be able to do. I think I got that wrong. I think he was 38 at the time, and they thought he was going to be 40. One way or another, it's one way. But he went to New Japan, and he really pushed it to the limit. People thought he was a good wrestler before he went there, and people thought he was great, borderline in the top 10, maybe even top 5 wrestlers in the world as of today, even wrestling the WWE style. I think that AJ really is the main guy for WWE right now. Definitely, you can tell, the Universal Championship, it's not really around. Brock is just sitting on his couch at home doing whatever Brock does. And, AJ's out there wrestling those house shows. He's wrestling on TV. He's giving us good match after good match. It just sort of sucks that his last few pay-per-view matches haven't really delivered to the point of where we really thought they were going to deliver. That's why I'm really hoping that this is going to be the end of this feud. I don't care if Nakamura wins. I don't care if AJ wins. Deep down, I really feel that if Nakamura was to win this title and end this feud, it would sort of hurt him as a character, that it took him so many times in order to do it, but he is playing a heel character now, so for him to have to cheat, and finally find a way to make it through to where he got the victory, where he became champion, maybe they just want us to hate him. Maybe that's why they changed his theme music, and did the things we did to make sure that we did not cheer him, and he came out as a heel, because that's what they're looking for out of all this. AJ keeping the championship could easily go on and fight Samoa Joe, who is looking awfully strong right now, whether if he wins the Money in the Bank or not. It would be fun. Joe is definitely a guy that could be in the conversation to win the Money in the Bank if he is the champion. If he is fighting the champion and he has the Money in the Bank in his back pocket. That's sort of when you think of those stories of let's say AJ versus Joe at the next pay-per-view, and AJ wins the match, but Joe gets up and just beats the crap out of him, much like the Daniel Bryan Big Cass at the end of Backlash when they had their match. Bryan might have won the match, but Kaz definitely got the better of him after, and Joe was the cash-in end. And, somebody having that briefcase is always to have in their back pocket. Nakamura, if he was able to win, you could go with the rematch, but I think most people are tired at this point. So, doing Nakamura versus Daniel Bryan, if he was able to beat Kaz, would be something that people are really looking forward to, because that is sort of Daniel Bryan being the champion is something that people really want to see. They never got the most of it with that run after WrestleMania 30, of course, because he had the match against Kane, and then he was injured after that. He came back for WrestleMania 31, won the Intercontinental title, and was done once again and shut down. So if Nakamura was to find a way to keep Bryan from the championship, it definitely would be a way to keep him in that heel role where people definitely are hating on him. So maybe that's the direction that they're going to be going. But one way or another, I'm hoping this is going to be the last AJ versus Nakamura match.